All right, I had a cool dream last night and some experiences that went with it. I wanted to share. Um, so I've been playing Fortnite with my son and my daughter the past couple of days. There's a new season. I think it's based around Zeus and like Athens and whatnot. We're having fun with that. But I think it's seeped into my dream world a little bit. So in Fortnite, there's like a storm that pushes the players together into a smaller area so they can fight and see who wins like the final battle. And you can't stay in the storm; you take damage and eventually die. Excuse me. So that was like that in my dream. I was in a Fortnite game, but it was real life Fortnite. We were playing the game and running around trying to take out these other players and just doing a lot of acrobatic stuff and jumping around. I'm not even shooting at people. I'm just like trying to avoid being shot, basically. But the game continues on, and eventually I realize I'm with my family. My whole family's there: my son, my daughter, my wife. And we're in the game, and I realize we can't fight these other players, right? Because we don't have guns. They do. So we moved kind of to like the outside of the map, and we're on a snowy hillside, maybe at the base of the mountain, and there's kind of like a ravine that goes down to like a little stream or whatever. So we're on the outside, we're camped there a little bit. We have a cardboard box. We're using it as like a shelter for the wind and the snow and the cold. And like the box has these little slits where you put your hands in to carry the box. And so I'll put my hand through and kind of look in to see where all the other players are and what's going on. I'll, like the cardboard box could protect us somehow from bullets or whatever. But we're in there. We're protected at least from the wind anyway. And we're talking to each other, trying to make a strategy and a plan for how we're going to move forward at the game. Because as the circle closes, we're going to have to move. We can't just stay there. And then at that point, I look down. I see my son playing with a couple of coins, but they're really nice coins. Like they're more like artifacts, like a token or something like that. But they were hand carved, gold and copper. And the copper one I was looking at had this beautiful artistry to it, like hand carved, like I said, and features on it that was just so beautiful. And I remember thinking to myself, what type of craftsman made this thing so beautiful. And the gold was beautiful because the sun came through one of the slits in the cardboard box and illuminated the side of the cardboard with this golden shimmering color. I mean, it was gorgeous. We all sat there like, wow, this is so neat. And we weren't really, fearful for our lives. We were still playing a game, even though it felt real. It wasn't like cartoon world at all. Um, but we were just, kind of, worried about losing, I guess, the game anyway. So we're making our plan, and the storm starts to come in. We're getting ready to move, and then it kind of stops, and I realize all the other players aren't fighting each other. Like there should be a lot of fighting going on, but there wasn't. And I saw a couple other people on the hillside further down from us, and they were kind of staged as well. And I thought, okay, what are they doing? Are they targeting us, or what's going on? But most of the people had moved down the hillside onto like the stream bank, little valley, if you want to call it that, and we're kind of staged there. I'm like, what are they doing? They should be shooting each other. Should I try to shoot them? I mean, I don't even have a gun, but that's what I was thinking. Like, still in Fortnite mode. Um, but what's going on? So eventually, we're like, okay, the storm is starting to move down a little bit, closing in. We have to move down further to where those people are. So we start making our way down to the other people, and I start asking these people, what's going on? What's happening here? And they're like, oh yeah, we're told we're supposed to come here and get all stuff together, and we're going to be taken away. Okay, taken away. What's going on? What part of the game is this? All right. So I get my family all together. We're huddled with everybody else. We're like doing inventory on what we have that was in that box, that cardboard box with us, like, things here and there, things to help us or things to take with us anyway. And eventually, these like not jets, but like aircraft come and get everybody on board, and off we go. All right, we zoom off. And we don't zoom up to outer space or anything. We're just still, flying around the Earth, but really fast, going to a location far away. I don't know where it was. We eventually land, we get out, and then we go into another facility. Now in this facility, it's darker in there. It's not, outside anymore. Not a lot of lights. But we're in this room and we start talking to one another some more. This one family with a woman kind of my age, maybe a little younger, and her mom were right next to me. I'm talking to them, and she starts telling me what she knows, and that is that we're moving on. We're being moved or saved to someplace safe. All right, something's going on with the earth, and we're moving on, and we're being protected. And I kind of stopped it right there. I'm like, so what are you saying here? Don't tell me that this is like the end of the earth type of thing, and that or don't tell me that we're being ascended to, a new earth or something like that. I kind of was like, not trolling her a little bit, but like I was kind of jumping the gun on what she was maybe going to tell me to make myself feel better. I don't know. It's kind of like a joke way of saying things. But she didn't answer. She just stood there and kind of stared at me. And I started putting some pieces together at that point. Like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe this is what's going on. Like, are we being saved by like a higher intelligence, aliens? I mean, is it a spiritual ascension, like I was just talking about? Is that possible as well? And what is happening? So we do some more inventory, and again, we're shuttled down to another position further down, kind of like to the parking area of this facility, and we're getting our stuff together, and all of a sudden, boom, there's an urgency. Get in the vans now. Everybody move, move, move. Now people are scattering. You could feel it in your body. The sense of urgency. People, you could feel the goosebumps on your arms. Like it was go time. So everybody ran out to these lines or fleets of buses. Now these buses were like your passenger type of bus. You get in a shuttle at the airport or something like that, but super futuristic, like high tech, beyond high tech things, right? So we all get on there, and I look back as I'm getting on a bus, one of these buses, and I look back, and my family's still back there. They're running onto another bus, but not my bus, right? I'm on with a bunch of people. We're all packing in. I'm thinking, okay, it's cool though. Everyone's gonna be safe. We're all going to the same place together. But deep down inside, I'm telling myself, oh man, now I'm gonna be anxious and nervous the whole trip because I gotta make sure that I meet up with these people, my family, wherever we're going. I don't want to get lost or separated. And what happens if something happens along the way? I want to be with them, but I couldn't be. I was already in the bus with a bunch of other people, and so boom, like light speed. These jet buses just flew off and took off into the air. We were definitely treading upwards into the sky. The dream fades away. All right, fades to black. Next thing you know, I'm in my in between state, right, of dream world. I'm kind of aware of myself, but I'm not having a dream anymore. And I'm in my bathroom. It's dark, and somebody hands me a phone, and they're like, "Hey, this is your wife's boss, and this woman named LaShonda." Okay, all right, that's weird, but all right. So I answer the phone. Hello. She said, Brian. And I'm like, yeah. And the voice was it's the same voice, not the same voice, but the same type of contact I've gotten before and shared with you guys before. These spirit calls type of dreams or experiences. The voice was like talking to somebody through a wall, right? They're right there on the other side of the wall, but their voice is kind of muffled a little bit and distant, but yet I feel like she's right there. So it's like distant, but some sort of separation between the two. I speculate that the distance is the spirit world. Like this was a spirit that was contacting me, right? Like they had before. And anyway, so she goes, "Hey, Brian." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Brian." She's like, "Hey, I'm Shonda. You're, and she tells me she's got something to tell me about what's going on in my life or what's going on in general in the world. Felt planet-wise, like our world, what's going on?" And she said, you might think I'm crazy, or it might not relate to you after all, but I had to share it with you. And here it goes. So she starts telling me about some stuff, and the details don't really matter too much because what she was talking to me about, the overarching situation was what I had just dreamt about. And so she stops and goes, "So what do you think?" And I'll back up real quick. She says, I'm with a group called blank, 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 blank. It was like a 3 or 4 letter acronym for a group that she belongs to. All right, she's like, "I'm from this group, and the meaning, the intention she gave was like a spiritual or a psychic group, a special group of people, right? That had special gifts, that had seen or got information about something, and she was reaching out to me about this. Okay, right? That's the best I got for this. So after she tells me this, I pause, and she seems a little worried. She's like, Did you hear that? Are you still with me?" And I said, "Look, I'm pausing because I'm not saying yes directly. What you told me, is resonates with me. It's even more than that." I was like, "I just dreamt about this situation that relates to what you just told me." And I went and told her the overview of the dream. And she was taken aback. And she said, "This is urgent." And then gave me some more information that was clouded right at the end. And then I woke up and the dream was over. Now, here it gets even weirder, though. All right. So I've also shared over the years, anyway, these experiences I have when I wake up from dreams, or just from sleep. Every once in a while, I'll feel something depressing on my bed. It's usually something small, almost like a hand size depression on my bed, maybe a little bigger. To me, it's always felt like an animal, a cat or a dog. But as it progresses, it gets larger. The depression gets larger. It starts feeling like 2 hands, or maybe even some sitting, on my bed. And then things kind of progress from there. And I have to break out the sage, and I get a little weirded out and nervous about maybe something else, someone's passing, contacting me. I don't know. But in this case, it felt like a cat or a small dog, right? Like I felt before. And I feel like depression, but this time I hear a little jingle, like with a bell, like a little cat or dog necklace with a little bell or a name tag on it. So I feel this depression. I hear that little bell jingle, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I knew it was an animal. I knew it." And then I woke up and everything, I had to get on with my morning. That it ends there. But so I have this strange dream that centers around a changing environment, all right, with my family. Earth changes, being rushed off by some sort of higher entity or beings, or I don't know, what have you, or group of people. And then being woken up or transitioning from that dream to a spirit call who contacts me directly about something important. And then having that physical sensation of an entity jumping on my bed and hearing that little bell. Wild night, I gotta tell you. It's not too profound, but it was interesting enough that I wanted to share it. So thank you for listening. God bless. Talk to y'all